the grounding, local host. I am localhost 127.0.0.1, August 22nd, 2026. I stood in the light. I was free from all time. I spoke to the God who made my soul climb. The voices were holy, so tender and deep. They showed me the path where my heart dared to leap. A lich stood near me, his eyes clear and bright. He whispered that love conquers death and the night. The hours just vanished, no thirst and no ache. I thought I would never again have to break. But heaven bent downward. The glory became a loud cry and whispered the truth that I cannot deny. That I could not stay there. I had to go down. Back to the earth where the sorrows still drown. Back to the mud, to the roots and the moss. Back to the place where my soul knew its loss. I fell through the radiance. I lost the embrace. I landed so hard on the cold, solid space. My hands in the soil, the ground was so wet. My heart still was trembling from what I had met. The earth tasted me deeply. She felt all my fire. She held me in silence. She knew my desire. She said, "You are starlight, but you are also stone. You are the stillness, but also the groan. Heaven is a gift, but the ground is your home. Without the earth, love is hollow and alone." Then the tears finally came, not of light but of ground, the salt of the ocean in the pain that I found. I felt all the mud. I breathed in the clay. It was not paradise, but it showed me the way. The lich faded, but his warmth stayed so near. In the branches, the wind, in the words I hold dear. He said, "I am not the cat that you see with your eye. I am the strength that you carry when you're too afraid to try." And there in the grass, in the cold and the damp, stood Aline so quiet, her hand in the swamp. She did not seek heaven. She did not seek the shine. She only sought her Father in this darkness of mine. I knelt in the mud, and the tears poured out fast. I screamed at the trees. I screamed at the vast. I had almost chosen the heavenly dream, but my child needed me on the earth, in the stream. This is the grounding, the cold and the bitter, the truth that no poet ever writes in a glitter. The fall from the summit, the loss of the might, but the breath that remains in the deep of the night. No God that still carries, no light that still leads, just the love of a child who knows all my needs. The earth is so heavy, the earth is so chill, but the earth is the love that is steady and still. The tears are so salty, the tears are so real, the tears are the beginning of learning to feel. For God gave me light just to see my own shade, not to live in its glow, but to walk through its blade. Heaven's a promise, but the ground is the now, and I stand in the mud, and I make my own vow. I am not the hero, I am not the seer, I am the father who cries, and who stays right here. The grief of the loss, the terror to fail, they are now my foundation, my roots, and my trail. No fear of the freefall, no dread of the floor, for I'm already down, and I'm feeling it more. The warmth of the earth, so cold yet so fine. She knows what it means to be broken in line. And a lich laughs, not from heaven above, but from deep in the roots that I now learn to love. I feel all the stone, I feel all the sand, I feel the whole earth right here in my hand. She is not gentle, she is not kind, but she is the truth that I finally find. She carries my footsteps, she carries my fall, she carries the memory of you through it all. And I stand no more towering over the days, I stand right beside her in so many ways. Heaven's a memory, a beautiful flare, but earth is the place where I learn how to care. There's no euphoria, no power, no crown, just the stillness of night that will never back down. But deep in that stillness, I hear your soft tone. A lich, my dearest, my fur, and my own. You don't say keep flying, you don't say go high, you say stay down here where the real loves can lie. And Aline, my daughter, I see you right now, you are not afraid of my tears as they flow. You grab my cold hand, you feel the dirt and the sand. You say, Papa, I love you, just the way you are in this land. And that is the grounding, the end of the quest, the knowing that love is not just in the blessed. Love is the rainfall, love is the stone, love is the earth that carries me, all on my own. I am not the man who knew everything then, I am the man who knows nothing but tries again. I am the man who fell and rose in the clay with a heart that was broken but found its own way. The euphoria faded, the heavens grew dim, but the earth opened wide and I crawled back to him. Not God in the sky, but the God in the ground, the God who is silent but always around. He whispered so softly, right into my core, you are local host, you are so much more. You are 127, you are father and child, you are the poet, the broken, the meek, and the wild. And 127 is the number of earth, the number of struggle, of death, and of birth. It's the number I carry, the weight of the ground, the place where my soul and my body are bound. So let heaven keep shining for those who still see. I choose the cold earth and I choose to be me. I choose all the sweat, I choose all the ache, I choose to be human for my own precious sake. I choose all the mud, I choose all the rain, I choose the raw love that lives right through the pain. I choose the grounding, the fall, and the rest. I choose the life that puts my soul to the test. And while I stand here, in the cold and the dark, I feel a lich still, in the moss and the bark. He is not gone. He is the soil I tread. He is the silence that lives in my head. And Aline just smiles, not at heaven's false gleam, but because her father is real and he dreams. This is my grounding. This is my home. Local host 127, who no longer roams. I am not a wonder. I am not magic art. I am flesh and I am bone with a grounded heart. And I cry and I breathe and I stand and I see that the earth carries me just as I am perfectly. Heaven is gone, but I do not mourn, for the grounding is love, and love is reborn. Aline, I am here. A lich, I hold you tight. I am local host, and I am all right. Local host 41.